being nominated to be a part of RHA, which I still do. I had only been here for a week, so I had no ties, I had no connections. People didn't know my leadership style, they didn't know me as a person and the type of hard worker that I am, but within a week, my RA saw that and she decided to nominate me to be on this wonderful committee, and I'm still doing it.
So when I started my math class in my first semester, I was getting lower grades than I was used to, like some C's and D's, which definitely was a shock for me. But I talked to my navigator about it, talked to my professor, and I was able to utilize some services like the peer tutoring and office hours with my professor. And with that, I was able to get my grade up to an A, and based on my final grade, I was able to achieve that.
In my first Sages class, professor took us to the Think Box. Just so you guys know, Think Box is like a place where you can, design and build whatever you want, sort of like an engineer place. And we built a little submarine from our class, and it actually turned out it worked. It can, dive into the water and took videos and do all the scientific work. So that is, I would say, my proudest moment during my first year.
I was involved in a student-directed play, which happened to be running the weekend before finals. So, the week before finals, last classes, we had like rehearsal till 11 p.m. every night, but I also am like trying to balance like schoolwork and then the turnaround to those finals. And it did well in those classes. The play was a hit, so we did it.
I would say getting through the first semester was my proudest moment because everything is so new to me, but finishing off the first semester on a good note was a huge milestone.
I'm part of a dance group here called Undivided, and it's like a hip-hop dance group. And actually 2 weeks ago, we performed at the Cleveland Public Auditorium for this as a piece during this competition. And we just spent a lot of time working on it, and I was just really proud of how it all turned out, and it was really fun.
The summer after my first year, my professor from the Sages class that I talked about earlier, he ended up sending me an email to ask if he could publish the essay I'd written for his class on his academic blog that kind of went along with the community-based research project we had done in his class. So that was pretty cool.
I think it was when I made a friend for the first time. Cause I came into college expecting to kind of just chill by myself a little bit more, be like just focus on studies and all that. So I think when I made a friend for the first time, like during class, just go up and talk to someone.
So my first year I played Humans vs. Zombies, and I was so good. They decided to voluntarily make me a zombie the first day. I didn't really have much of a choice, he just kind of jumped out of the bush and said, hey, we want you to join the zombie team. And I was like, oh, okay.